Welcome to Nessio's Light. How's it going? So some things have changed a little bit. I made a little map of the neighborhood. I planted some trees, and that's pretty much it. Currently, I am using the Actions and Stuff texture pack, so I get the animations, and I'm also using the Realism VFX add-on, so I get like stuff like these little light rays. Pretty cool. Falling leaves. I get a bunch of butterflies, birds flying around. I think it just looks nicer, you know? I would use the vanilla textures. However, the texture resolution slider does not work on Realms for some reason, so I would prefer if it was vanilla, but we work with what we have. Anyways, on today's docket, I want to build a greenhouse, but I need a bunch of cacti, so we're going to be making a cactus farm. So what I want to talk about today is, what is envy? What does that look like? How does that operate? Well, I think we all know how that operates. It's not good. But I also want to, I guess, put a new perspective on what it means to be jealous and what it means to want what others have. I guess to provide some context, I used to be very, very jealous. I don't think I would say that I'm not jealous anymore. I still am, but I'm aware of it, so it doesn't affect me as badly as it used to. So I guess I should start with, why do we feel envy? I think we experience envy and jealousy because we see in somebody else or in something else what we feel like we're supposed to have. I used to know somebody that I was very jealous of, and it kind of seeped into other parts of my life. I guess I just couldn't really be professional, but I envied this person because they had traits and qualities, I guess, like naturally, that I did not, and especially traits and qualities that I had to work hard for, if that makes sense. Stuff that just didn't come easy to me. Specifically being social. I'm not very social. I felt jealous because I felt like I was supposed to be this person. And I think part of the reason why we feel feelings like envy is because of expectation, whether or not it's our peers or our parents, or, you know, maybe they're just self-imposed. And I think we feel jealousy when we don't meet those expectations. Take for example, somebody has like a nice car. Just because somebody else has a nice car doesn't mean that the vehicle that you own is, you know, bad. It doesn't mean that you as a human being are worth less. It's just because of those expectations that we see ourselves like not meeting, and that just kind of feels bad. I think that we can use envy as more of a guide rather than something to try and compete with. Instead of being jealous of somebody for having more than you, maybe find out how they got where they are, what they do, you know? Try and learn from them, I guess, if that makes sense. I think it's really easy to get lost in the idea that we are worth nothing, but I don't think that's true. I think we are worth a lot as individuals, you know? We all have our own quirks, we all have our own pros and our own cons, but at the end of the day, we're all doing our best. Yeah, I think we can use our insecurities, and I think we can use our envy as sort of a guide on how to better ourselves in some regard. However, there's definitely like a limit as to what you should be, I guess, quote unquote, improving, because you know, if it comes to a point where it's like harming yourself, then that's pretty bad. You know, I think we can use our jealousy as kind of like a blueprint as to what we can do about our own situations, you know? But, you know, everything in moderation. Don't take it too far. I'm not the be all end all, you know? I'm just a kid that likes to play Minecraft. It's looking all right. Not too bad. Pretty good. Hopefully I can get like a bunch of this going, and then we can get a greenhouse. I guess to summarize, I think envy is our minds kind of magnifying the places we feel incomplete And I think we can use that magnification as a path to improve rather than a path to feel worthless, because we are not worthless. You are not worthless. You are worth so much. You just have to see that. All right, well, I think this is a good place to end it. We finished the cacti farm. I think hopefully next time we can have a bunch of green concrete so we can build a greenhouse. I want it to be like somewhere in this area so I don't have like, I don't want this patch of crops around here just out in the open for people and mobs to trample them. So I hope you all are having a lovely evening, morning, afternoon, whatever the time of day is for you. And I'll see you later. Bye bye.